wanted to start by thanking Jerry for such a powerful story to open the day with. That was really amazing, Jerry, so thank you very much. The story I want to share with you all is the story of my life changing. And this is the story of me finding my spark. So my name is Belinda Weaver. I am a copywriter. And this story starts with me being just one person in the room of 100. It was a small hotel event space. And I am listening. I've taken pages and pages of notes, but right now my pen is still. My skin is prickling. My face is hot. I want to listen, but I also want to run around the room screaming. And you must be wondering, what's happening right now? And what had just happened to me was I had discovered what I was supposed to be doing with my work and with my life. And from that moment, there was no turning back for me. So we obviously don't intentionally choose jobs and work that's devoid of spark, but that is what I had found myself with on more than one occasion. I spent 10 years in the IT industry, programming computers, until I discovered marketing. And I went back to school and I learned marketing because it seemed so much more interesting to tap into why we make decisions as customers and buyers. Now, when I'd finally landed a marketing job, which actually took some time, it wasn't quite the glamour fest that I had in mind. I was working for a company in a small office that created, I was writing marketing for a small niche software again, and niche in this story means boring, but it was a job that paid the bills. And this is often the reality of jobs. We turn up, we do the work, we get paid. Now, Confucius once said, if you find a job that you love to do, you will never work a day in your life. And while that's an amazing idea, I had never met someone who loved their job so much that it didn't feel like work. And to be honest, I was skeptical that that was even possible. But that is what I had discovered that very day. So I'm at this conference with the CEO and the sales manager. There was lots of presentations, but I was only interested in one, a copywriter. I was a marketing jack of all trades in that job, as many of us have to be in our jobs. I created the marketing strategy. I wrote the copy. I didn't even know it was called copy. I did the design. I stuffed envelopes. I did everything. But I was actually unaware that copywriting was a distinct skill set. I was equally oblivious of freelancing as a credible career choice. Now, every woman here will understand the choice we often have to make between our career ambitions and having a family. And in that moment, on that day, I had discovered an option that meant I didn't have to choose, right? I could do my favorite bit of marketing, and that was writing. And I could have control over my career because I wouldn't be tethered to someone else's business. I could work from home as much or as little as I needed to, theoretically, around kids. Now, in that moment, with my face flushed and my skin prickling, I was lit up with a sense of determination I had never, ever experienced before, especially not for work. And that's the thing about finding your spark and your purpose. Once you know, you can't unknow. You can't go back to regular life with that knowledge and be content. Now, the catch, of course, was that I knew nothing about running a business. I had worked in other people's business, but because I had that sense of purpose and determination, it was not a matter of if I could do it. It was a matter of how I would do it. So I set to learning. I figured out small business structures and accounting. I figured out how to create a website for myself. I was learning how to market myself as a copywriter. And I was figuring out how to write copy as a professional copywriter. I had to learn all those things while working full time. And it was an incredibly steep learning curve, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved this new path I was taking. So fast forward 6 months and I had enough clients coming through. Meanwhile, I'm working full time, writing copy in the evening on the weekends. I had enough clients to know that if I had more time, I could get more work. So quit the cube farm and never looked back. Fast forward 2 years again. I not only had regular clients, I had a wait list of clients. And every day I got to do work that I loved. Of course, I felt successful. I felt like I was doing it. But I obviously needed to be grounded because that's when another big shift happened in my life. I met another copywriter for lunch in Melbourne, Australia. And as I walked up to her, we had chatted online. We had our, marketing headshots from our websites to kind of recognize each other. But as I walked up to her, she looked around, she looked at me, and she did a double take. And she hadn't actually recognized me in that moment. Now, we hadn't met before, but at that time, I had a big ginger Elvis quiff. I've got tattoos. I wasn't someone that really blended into the background. But she hadn't recognized me because I wasn't who she expected. So when I started my business and I stepped into that role as professional copywriter and a business owner, I was so uncertain that I didn't want to risk not being professional. I didn't want to risk turning people away. So I hid a lot of my meanness in my marketing. In case I was too goofy, in case I was too loud, in case I was too ginger, I didn't want to risk not making this a success. So my marketing told the world I was very sweet vanilla. But that day when I met that lady for lunch, I was all spicy ginger snap, and I was not who she expected. So that day we had beers, we had dumplings, we had a great time. But at the end of the lunch, I wondered how many other people were skating past me because of my sweet vanilla image. It was a total mismatch to who I was as a person. And that's the day I decided and gave myself permission to show more of me in my business, in my work, and in my marketing. And what happened? It flourished. I flourished. My business went from strength to strength. And here's the thing. Marketing gurus will often tell you that you have to find your unique selling proposition, something that makes you distinct and different to everybody else. But not many of us are actually truly unique in what we do. It's us that makes how we present special. It's us that connects with people on a very human level. And so, as a copywriter, my work is to help my clients stand out to the right people. Once I lost the fear of getting any clients, I started to focus on getting my dream clients, working with people who lit me up, working with people who were excited to share their message with the world. And I could help with that. But what I had to do to stand out from all the other copywriters in the world, to be noticed by my dream clients, is I had to give them reasons to choose me. And so this is the truth. You do not need to be a unique unicorn in order to be attractive to people who need to hear your message. When people are making buying decisions every single day, they look for the fact that you can solve the problem that they're having right now, that you have solved that problem for other people, and that your worldview and your values align with their worldview and values. And when we have those three elements in place, we become very, very choosable. So we can stop panicking about being different and give people reasons to choose us. Now, I believe every single business and person, of course, has details they can shine a spotlight on that hooks their dream clients in and makes them very, very choosable. And I have this 3-step spotlight system. Shine a spotlight on your business, shine a spotlight on your customers, and shine a spotlight on yourself. And when you do that, customers will notice you, they will connect with you, and they will trust you. And that's what needs to happen before they will hand over some money and buy from you. So when we're talking about shining a spotlight on your business, it's your vibe, how you look, how you sound. Do not be afraid to be different to everyone else in your industry. It's the details of what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. Those are crucial elements to spotlight because they are the heart of your business. They will give people reasons to choose you. Next, when you're shining a spotlight on your customers, this is where stories come in. Share the stories of the people you have worked with, you are working with, and you're going to work with, because the people who are looking at you and what you do will see themselves in those stories. You also need to talk about challenges and problems and how you meet them, and you need to speak to people in your marketing, using words like you twice as much as any other pronoun. And then, of course, shining a spotlight on yourself. This is the one that makes people squirm a little bit. Oh, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about how I help other people. But the biggest influence in people choosing you to help them is you. So you need to share your personality and your stories and your credibility to make sure that you are showing that your worldview and values align with theirs and that you can be trusted. So I'm actually going to be running a workshop on this very 3-step spotlight system. So it's one to keep an eye out for. But now we're 10 years later. I haven't got the ginger quiff anymore, but my marketing for my business Copyright Matters is all me. I'm having fun with it. I help clients, hundreds of clients, shine a spotlight on their business to stand out. I have copywriting courses and memberships that are full of people who have chosen me against other copywriters who really are offering the same thing, but they're not doing it the way I do it. And that's why people will choose me. I'm invited on podcasts and to speak. And that has all happened since I stepped in to the meanness of my marketing and really let that shine through. When I stopped telling myself that I wasn't good enough and that I had nothing to offer. When I embraced my voice. So I want to tell you today that you do not need to be unique. You need to be the one people choose. And when you shine a spotlight on your business and your customers and yourself, you give people reasons to choose you. Now, I'm an Australian. I live in California. I don't just have one, but I have 2 kids, a pug, my husband, and we love it here. I'm helping people fall in love with writing copy, because writing copy and in marketing, that is the way we share our passion and our purpose and our stories. It's the road that we use to connect with people who need to hear us, who we can help. I'm helping aspiring copywriters see a new career path before them. I'm helping them find their spark and discover a world where they don't have to choose between their career ambitions and having a family. A path where they can work as much or as little as they want around their family, who they can be there for, while still fulfilling themselves as independent, strong, powerful career women. Now, that journey isn't always easy, but when you discover what you're meant to be doing with your work and with your life, you can't turn back from that moment. You need to keep going and you need to keep moving forward. Remember, don't ask if you can do it, ask how you can do it. My name is Belinda Weaver, and I want to thank you very much for listening with me today.